What about, and I discussed it previously, what about the future of the Dallas Cowboys? The Cowboys are currently 1-2. They are a 64-yard field goal away from being 0-3. We've seen bits of good. We've seen a lot of bad. But mostly, it's been bad. The season, I think, is a wash. I do not think the Cowboys are going to beat the Green Bay Packers. So that means you're going to be 1-3, potentially, after week 4. The odds of a team making the playoffs being 1-3 is not high. I think really the only team that has been successfully able to do such a feat have been the Cincinnati Bengals, lastly, under Joe Burrow. Because you got somebody like Joe Burrow, who is a phenomenal quarterback and a phenomenal talent. But let's just get a look at the schedule moving on for the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys will play Green Bay. They can win. They can beat New York. Can they beat Carolina? Carolina put up 30 points against the Falcons yesterday. That's not a gimme, and they're playing at Carolina. Who knows? They're not going to beat Washington at Washington. Well, that's at Dallas, but they're going to trade. I don't think they're going to beat Washington. I don't think they're going to beat Denver. Arizona, they never play well against Arizona. Kyler Murray just loves playing in Dallas for some reason. You can beat Las Vegas. You're not beating Philly. I don't know if you can beat Kansas City. If they get better at that point in time with Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy, who knows? Detroit, I don't think you can beat them. Minnesota, maybe. If J.J. McCarthy's still playing like crap, maybe. You're not beating the Chargers. I say you'll trade one with Washington, and I think you'll beat the Giants. So out of these victories, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. I count 4 surefire victories right now on the schedule. 4. Where does that put the Dallas Cowboys? 4-13. One of the worst teams, bottom teams in the league. Because you couldn't beat the Chicago Bears. And you look that bad against the Chicago Bears. The defense cannot stop a cold. If you let Caleb Williams do that to you, what else do you think these other quarterbacks on this list is going to do? You're going to have to face Jordan Love. Jordan Love coming off a horrible game. He is due for a tune-up game. What about Tyrod Taylor? Tyrod Taylor almost came back against the New York Jets. Who knows if Justin Fields might be back. We saw what he did week 1 against a bad Steelers defense. If they can do that against the Steelers defense, what makes you think they can do against the Dallas Cowboys defense? You're going to have to face Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Kyler Murray, Jalen Hurts again, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff, Justin Herbert. These are the quarterbacks that you're going to have to face. And if Caleb Williams was able to do that against this defense, who knows what these other quarterbacks are going to do. I think the defense needs a complete overhaul. I've seen Jerry Jones come out with these quotes saying, that they're looking to make a move towards the trade deadline. I don't think they should. I think it would be an absolute misfire to even consider making a trade. This team is not close. They're not contending. It would be a waste of assets. Save them and use them for the future. I would possibly even try and get off of a couple of players. Maybe get off Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs looks like a shell of himself. Maybe he can get healthy. I don't know. I'm just throwing out the defense needs a complete overhaul. If the defense continues to look putrid in the next couple of weeks, I say you go ahead and get rid of Matt Eberflus just to see if you can muster up any type of just momentum at all on the defensive side of the football, any positive things to carry over into next season. The offense is great. The offense, to me, is a top 5 offense in the NFL, fully healthy. I gave you the numbers early on in the show. They were top 5 in almost every category. They are able to run the ball at will, which is something that the Dallas Cowboys has not been able to do since Dak Prescott's rookie year, when Ezekiel Elliott was in consideration for Rookie of the Year and MVP. When Ezekiel Elliott was considered the best running back in the league, when the Dallas Cowboys had considered the best offensive line in the league. So that's something positive. Brian Schottenheimer, his play calling, it's been absolutely phenomenal. All of these things is something positive you can take away from the Dallas Cowboys from the offensive side of the ball. But the defense has to get better. The offense is overshadowing the fact that the team is bad. Specifically the defense. What exactly needs to happen on the defensive side of the ball? You need an edge rusher. That should be the focal point going into the draft and even the offseason. Getting some type of edge rusher. I think the nose tackle position, you could get one more guy to shore up that position. You need linebackers. You need pretty much everything. I would slow down at cornerback. I would draft the cornerback, but I think if Diggs can be somewhat okay, he doesn't even have to be fully what he used to be. We got Siobhan Revel in this past draft. Nick Saban said that he can be a guy. He was in Nick Saban's best cornerbacks coming out of this draft in this last draft. Whatever Nick Saban says, I believe. So if Nick Saban believed that, there is a possibility that Siobhan Revel might be good. You already have Deron Bland. We know what he can do. You have Diggs too. So somebody's going to get put in the slot. But you probably get another DB to shore up that position just in case. Bland and Diggs right now cannot even stay on the field. Who knows if Revel's going to be able to stay on the field. But you got to do a complete overhaul of safety. I don't think the safeties are good at all. Malik Hooker is washed. Donovan Wilson has never been good. Marquez Bell, he can't play either. Wanye Thomas has really only been your bright spot, and he's never been utilized. I don't even know if Wanye Thomas has even got any more contract years left on his contract. Who knows? They had to be a complete overhaul. Linebacker, Jake Sanborn, he's been a project just because Matt Eberflus likes him. He's not worked out. Kenneth Murray, he's feast or famine. Damone Clark, he was supposed to be this hitter linebacker out of LSU whenever he had I think he had like a back problem or whatever. It was a long fight for him to get back to 100% like he is now, but he's just not good enough at the linebacker position. Overshawn, how is he going to look off of injury? Who knows? Do you even start him? I doubt it, depending on where the Dallas Cowboys are, because, I think they're saying Overshawn's timetable right now is roughly Thanksgiving. And like I said, you get an edge rusher. And you have 2 first-round picks in the upcoming draft. I would look at guys like Caleb Downs at the safety position, the edge rusher out of Miami. There's just so much that the Dallas Cowboys need in order to contend. Now, one can surmise, would the Dallas Cowboys would have been this bad if Micah Parsons was still on the team? I don't know. I think they would possibly be just as bad. I think maybe they could have got extra pressure on Caleb Williams, but I still think the Dallas Cowboys would have been this bad with or without Micah Parsons. They're just missing so much. They have no talent. I think Brian Schottenheimer has been great. Well, I can't say great because if he was great, they'd be 3-0 and be, Super Bowl contenders. But he's been good. Offense has been really, really, really good. I think they've been prepared to play for the most part. Specifically in week 1, I saw physicality. I haven't quite seen that physicality the last 2 weeks, specifically defensively. I just don't know if I can trust the Dallas Cowboys to do something well with these draft picks. It's just going to have to wait to be seen. They've missed on a couple guys. I don't think Tyler Guyton is going to be as good as the Cowboys hoped he would be. Terrence Steele, he is not continuing to look great. There's just so much negatives and holes in the Dallas Cowboys' roster. It's just a long shot in a conference where you got Jayden Daniels at the quarterback position with Dan Quinn at the helm. You still got Sean McVay in the Rams. You're going to have the Philadelphia Eagles. Who knows if Jackson Dart in New York can get it together. They have talent, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. They just got to put it together. You got the Packers. Who knows what Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson? There's just so many teams. The Packers, the Lions, all of these teams. And it's like, if the Cowboys do not hit home on draft picks, they are going to be behind the 8 ball. It's the reality. It's a sad reality, but it is the reality of the Dallas Cowboys. This season, I think, is over. I don't think the Dallas Cowboys are going to make the playoffs. As I pointed out to you, I see 4 surefire victories. That would put the Cowboys roughly at 5-12, and they would be in the fighting for a top 10 pick. There's just so much that the Dallas Cowboys need. I don't know if them first round picks is going to be able to recover all the team needs. You're talking about they need a cornerback. You need multiple safeties. You need linebackers. You need edge rushers. You're not going to be able to supplement all that in one draft. Who knows if you're going to be able to supplement all that in 2 drafts. There's just so many layers of the Dallas Cowboys that need to be fixed that I don't know. I don't know if I trust Will McClay in the front office to be able to get it done. But we're just going to have to wait and see. I just want to talk about the future of the Dallas Cowboys. I think the season is a wash. I don't think they're making the playoffs. We got news of CeeDee Lamb being out for specifically coming up this next week game against the Green Bay Packers. That's not good news. I think they're going to get the break speed off of them with that news. And if they're without CeeDee Lamb, I don't trust the connection right now with George Pickens and Dak. We saw that they got very Jake Ferguson reliant. So it's just not bright skies and Big D. It's really not. But you just got to continue to be optimistic. That is all that we can say.